Hello friends, welcome to this video, and in this video we are going to build a TCP client server application in C. So if you are new to building TCP client server application, then please see my both videos on TCP and UDP client server application in C. This video is going to be a little bit advanced than my previous two videos. You can see the icon of the link of both the videos in the I button, and you can watch them. In this video, the server is going to handle the multiple clients at the same time. So the two component here, first is a client and second is a server. A client is basically simple code. Server is going to be a little complicated, not too complicated, a little, it's going to be simple code but too little more concept in it. So first we are going to write the client code. First of all, we are going to write the header files which we require. This is standard input output. Second is the standard library. Third is string, and rest are the socket files and some other file. Now start the socket files. The network programming requires some of these files. Socket.h, types.h include netinet/in.h, include arpa/inet.h. I think that's enough. No more files are required. Now we can define the port. And now the main function. So that's the basic structure of a C program. First we have the header files, then some things we need to define, and the main function. Now we are going to write some of the variables. First is client socket, then a structure, socket ADR, char buffer, and now we are going to write the socket call. Client socket is equals to socket ef inat. It's going to be a TCP application, so we're going to use sock stream. If client socket is less than 0, then print the message. Then there is an error in the connection, so we are going to print the message error in connection. And then exit. Now if this condition doesn't occur, then this means that the client socket is created successfully. Create. Now next is the memset function. Server ADDR. So this function is going to fill all the server ADDR structure with the null values, these slash and the 0, and its third value is the size of the structure. Server. So now this function is also complete, and it fill all the structure with the zeros, not zero null values. Now we're going to specify the structure values. Server ADDR dot sin family equals to AF INET. Next is the port. H turns server addr dot scene addr should be small s addr inet addr in the IP address, because we are working on a local machine, so we'll put this address. And now we will apply the connect command and define the ret also. I will define the return connect the client socket, the structure struct the pointer and the address of the server addr, the size of server addr, if return is less than 0, then again print this both the lines. So if we have any error in between the connection, we are going to print only the same message, error in connection, and then exit. Spelling mistake. Connected to server. Now we are connected to this server. Now we are going to create an infinite loop. It is going to loop until the server in the client wants to disconnect with the server. So first of all, we will take the message from the server, which is the client, which the client want to send to the server. A tab for proper spacing. And now we will use the scanf method to take the message from the user. Not ampersand, should be ampersand only, buffer and the zeros position. And now we will send the message to the server, client socket, buffer strlen buffer, and the last would be 0. Now here we need to also check whether the client want to exit the server or not. So we will have some specific command or variable or word for to exit. Okay, so this we will specify strcmp. You can make your own choice, but I just prefer the exit :exit here. If the input is equals to the exit :exit, then we are going to exit, disconnect from the server. Okay, so we'll print here the message. Disconnected from server. And exit. I think I need. Okay, other if we don't have the exit command, else message, we have already send it. So now we need to receive the message. Client socket, buffer, the length of the buffer, and the 0. Oh, if it's less than 0, then you need to print the error. Now this time we can write error in receiving message, error in receiving. It should be here, but now we are not going to exit. Else, if we receive the message correctly, then we'll print the the message what the server has sent us. I think that's going to be simple, really fairly simple program, and I don't think you will have any problem in understanding it. First we should close the connection from here. Now let's do one thing, compile it and see if there's any warning or error. gcc tcp client.c output tcp client. So there is no error or warning here, so this means that we have successfully created the program. Now it's time to create the server program. tcp server.c. okay, so now let's open this file in the text editor and start coding it. We are going to have the same header file and the same port number, so we will directly copy them from here and write the main function int main and returning 0. So now here we also need to define some variables. Int recv ret struct socket addr in server addr. Okay, now new socket for the client. Oh, should be new socket. Oh, and then again new structure struct socket addr in new addr, and then char buffer pidt. Here we are going to use the fork function to handle the multiple clients. Now we will create a socket fint again sock stream, and then again here 0. Again same message, so we can copy it from here. We do not need to write it. Here, copy it from here and just do a little bit change here. In place of client socket we will write socket add in connection and server socket is created. Okay, now again the same procedure, writing the mem set. So we will not write it and just copy the message whole thing from here, because it's time consuming to write the same thing again and again. Now in place of server addr we just write server addr. So everything is going to be same as the client till now. Now the difference came here is now in client we just use the connect function to connect, but in server we now have to use the bind function to bind this IP address with this specific port, and that current this server is going to run on the specific port only. So this port helps in connecting the various applications, specific applications. So ports are assigned for basic, some ports are assigned for the specific application, like 22 for SSH, 21 for FTP. So like this we also have our custom port 4444 for this application. Now we will bind our IP with the specific port. So fd struct addr pointer and the server addr and the size of server addr. Again, if copying this message, if there is any error in the ret, if its value is less than 0, then add in connection and exit the program. or we can say error in binding, because sometimes the port might get blocked or already working, so we will get a binding error. So that's how we will know that we need to change the port. Sometimes the thing happens is when we run the server program and uh, means we just press Ctrl C and the program closes unexpectedly, so this port get closed, does not get detached from that IP, so it will remain some time for the remain bind to this address for some time, and for till that time we are not able to use that port, and in that condition we are going to get the binding error. So now we have handled the binding, and we'll print the message here. Bind to port percentile D. Bind to the specific port, that is now specify 4444. Okay, now we need to write command is listen how many clients we want to listen or remain in the list. It's a kind of list, how many clients should be waiting, like we want only 5, so we can specify 5 in the listen command. Listen recv, we just want 10. Oh, define if 2 times, and it's going to be a problem because we do not want if to be 2 times. It's equals to 0, and then it's listening. Listening. And if this condition is not satisfied, this means we have an error. Again copy the same message, we have an error, and we should exit it because we have listening error, so we can't exit because we have a listening error. Let's see while running this program. Now again here the main thing begins here. We are going to create while loop, infinite while loop basically. We'll create a new socket. So new socket is going to accept the connection from the client. Accept sockfd struct addr pointer and ampersand new addr and size of new addr, maybe yes, new addr. And again the same thing, if new socket not new addr is less than 0, then exit it, simply exit it, no message should be displayed. If this condition doesn't occur, then print up the message. Connection C, connection accepted from the IP string form and the port which in decimal. And now we need to print the IP address and the port number. New addr, so this new addr contain the all the details. So this is the IP, and now for the port NTOA, not this. Yeah, this new addr dot send port. So now we have our port displayed here, the IP and the port. If child PID is equals to fork is equals to 0, then close the socket, main socket, and again a while loop, infinite while loop. So I think we need to just make it full screen because our code is getting a little longer. Just press more enter here. So now we have in second while loop we are going to receive a message from the server, because firstly the client is going to send the message, so it's time for the server to receive the message. New socket, buffer 1024, the length of the buffer and the 0. Now if the server receive the exit command, what it need to do? strcmp, if it's equal to 0, buffer exit. So we will print the same message. In place of connection we will write disconnected from. Disconnected from this IP and this port, and break the infinite loop. So here the loop, one loop is going to stop, and then again it's going to accept connection, and then again is getting this another infinite loop. Else if this condition is not specified, not being made or complete, then we are going to receive the message from the client and send back this message again. Client spelling client. So you are going to print the message of the client. Percentile n. Oh, it should be first the buffer printed message, and then we are going to send back the same message again. New socket, buffer str len buffer and the 0. So you send back that same message and then filling the buffer with the 0. So that's our simple program, and here we'll close new socket. So this is our simple program, the simple server, echo server. Now let's do one thing, close this file and open one more terminal here. The server, this is the server terminal and this is the client terminal. So let me compile the server. Oh, server output TCP server. Okay, so many problems. Let me see where the problem occurs. Let me open this file and minimize it so that we can clearly see. We have an error at the line number 15. Let me check the line number 15. Struct sock addr in and server addr. So what's it saying? Storage size of server addr isn't known. So there's an error and I can see that there's triple D and it should be double D. Now let's compile it. And in some last we have some undefined references to NTOA, and I think this should is correct. We don't have any function name NTOA. Let us check this function and see what's the problem. NTOA, I think that should not occur, because let me just pause this video and check this again. So error has there's no function name. I've just misspelled or mistyped NTOHS. That's the function. Again copying the same here and then again compiling it. So again we have some warning and a note. Now let's just see that in the line number 50. First let's go to line number 50 and see. So we have an error in the accept command. Accept is FT. Okay, then struct socket DDR in and the new ADDR with percentile. Okay. And the problem is with this size. I think I just made some mistake in this code, and here at last you can see some of the notes which is basically causing the error. This warning is causes error, and that's why it shows the note. Let me just pause this video. So the error here, I think it's just a simple way to just remove the error is to just verify a new, define a new variable, that is so concurrent D. So this will just resolve out the error, and let's see if this just resolve out the error. Otherwise we will do other things also. And the ampersand ADDR size. So you can see now we are completely error free and warning free. First of all, we'll run the server. So you can see server is correctly working, and there's some, I think I just need to write plus here, so it will look nice. The plus denotes the right thing, the minus denotes a little error. We just close it and see now if, oh, I need to compile it, just forgot to compile. Now we have our server running, and let's run this client also here. Just minimize it and open one more here to see the other clients. Let me compile the client one more time. So I'm going to run the client. So you can see the server accepted connection from this and the port number this. Now we can send the message. Let me check A, B, C, D, E, F. So you can see the server has received A, B, C, D, F and send back the same message. Now again we have the prompt for the client. Now this time we will connect the new connection, new client. You can see again it accepted connection for the new client and with a different port number. Now we'll send the message 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, long message. So you can see we have to send the message and receive, but unfortunately we have some garbage character. So this might be due to the fact that we haven't cleaned the buffer in the beginning, so there might be some garbage. So that's not a big problem. Here main thing is that our both the clients are working at the same time. 1, so you can see 2, so you can see both clients are working. Let me just exit the client number 1 and see what happens. So you can see the client 1 disconnected and the server also says disconnected from the same client with the same 237550. The first client is this, and again we can continue with this talking with the server. Oh, now you can also exit with the server. So that's the simple program about the TCP client server application. Now you can again connect with the server and send some message. You can also develop a kind of chat application with this if you just do some more changes here, but the server will do some more, need to do hard work if we had a chat application, and it need to deal with what message it should send to what client. So that's the thing. You can also build it from here. You can change it to many way according to you, and that's all for this video. If you like this video, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and also share it with your friends. They will also find it interesting to know and to learn something new. Thank you and have a nice day.